It's Alex Jones, coming to you live from the front lines of the InfoWar.
Yeah, we're not left or right, ladies and gentlemen. I just look at the facts and cover them as I see them in a historical context and do the research. Kind of like last week, I wouldn't comment on the Des Moines Register story with police saying that 50 blacks were running around beating up white people, beating up whites, calling it Beat Up Whitey Day. But now we've confirmed that's going on. So now I can comment on it. I want to give you my take on that after James Delingpole leaves us here in about 27 minutes from now. I will also get to Michael and Damon and Daryl and Chris and Lex that are holding. I'll get to your calls as soon as James Delingpole leaves us. We're going to be going to him in a moment, dealing with this psychopath with the reported bomb and gun. The SWAT team was able to take him out, and I'm pleased by that before he could kill any of the parasites, as he called them. He sees babies particularly as a parasite, like Peter Singer and others have called them. He calls himself a eugenicist and a Malthusian, but he should be pleased. Another parasite is dead. Of course, I'm actually sad. He was a mentally ill person manipulated by Al Gore, kind of like the family that tried to murder their baby by shooting it in the chest and then killed themselves in Argentina. There's more and more of these people. And, of course, we have the statistics. They're 6 times more likely to steal. Because if humans are all scum, you know, why not just give up on society? And they're also statistically commit more crimes. So we'll talk about so-called environmentalists. These aren't environmentalists. Okay? This is a control freak guild of mentally ill, low IQ control freaks run by wicked Ken Lay types. But I'm sorry, I'm digressing. We'll get James Delingpole's take on that. And this big IPCC report now coming out, the UN and other groups having to admit, okay, we lied about everything. So we're going to be talking about the Death Star blew up with ClimateGate, but now the Imperial Fleet is in ashes. I mean, we may completely rout them. And so they're going crazy, taking over places with firearms. We're going to James Delingpole in a minute, though. I wanted to first tell you about one of our great sponsors, Diamond Gusset Jeans. And Diamond Gusset is made in America, high-quality, regular jeans, motorcycle jackets, shirts. And they've got a special running where you buy any product and you get one of their free denim. Diamond Gusset, born and worn in the USA, Diamond Gusset. They got several different designs, bandanas, but it's made in the U.S., and if you want to defeat the globalist, you better start buying made in your country. Or all you have is, basically the Chinese army. When you're buying all your jeans from them, they can, buy nuclear weapons for you. So Diamond Gusset Clothing, it's gussetclothing.com, gussetclothing.com, or 888-8-GUSSET, 888-8-GUSSET. And lastly, ladies and gentlemen, we ran this special like 3 days and sold out of one of the DVDs, American Dictators. And we're going to probably sell out in the next 3 or 4 days, or maybe even sooner, of the latest replacement. So you get Terror Storm, 9/11, The Road to Tyranny, How Weed Won the West, about the phony drug war, Fabled Enemies, and Reflections and Warnings, an interview with Aaron Russo. 5 full-length films, $9.95. You know how much money I'm losing on this? I don't care. I want it out the door. Infowars.com. But when you're there, buy some T-shirts, some books, some other material, because your purchases also support this radio broadcast. You can also call toll-free to take advantage of these deals, 888-253-3139. And you can also postmark it the next week. We'll honor the deal as well. P.O. Box 19549, Austin, Texas, 78760. Okay, now let us go to James Delingpole. And, of course, Mr. Delingpole is a writer for many international publications, like The Telegraph, The Spectator. He is a best-selling author. Welcome to Obamaland. I have seen your future, and it doesn't work. He writes for The Times, The Daily Telegraph, The Spectator, Libertarian Conservative, and his website's jamesdelingpole.com, and he is a climate denier. James, first question. We've seen countless BBC, London Guardian, London Independent articles saying we've got to get violent against climate deniers. We need authoritarian systems. If the public's too dumb to accept carbon feudalism, we need to start using, a green tyranny for at least the next 30 years to get it in place. The father of the Gaia movement. And now we've got their acolytes, their cult members taking over buildings with weapons, calling babies degenerate, filthy parasites. We've got parents firing bullets into babies' chest, murdering themselves, all for Al Gore, saying, I'm doing it for you, Al, while he's running around reportedly with his proboscis swinging between his legs, humping on women in hotel rooms worldwide and buying giant houses and eating giant T-bone carbon-filled steaks. So you've got the floor. These people are panicking. They're starting to get violent.
Yeah, but Alex, you know what? I wish I could share your optimism about having destroyed the Death Star and being about to turn the Imperial fleet into toast. I think this war is only just beginning. And the reason it's only just beginning is because of the scale of the opposition we're up against. We're up against the United Nations. We're up against the Rockefeller Foundation. We're up against Bill and Melinda Gates. We're up against George Soros. We're up against the European Union. We're up against the governments of most of the Western world, led by the Obama administration, and you've got the Environmental Protection Agency and so on. It is going to be a very tough struggle to make our case that what these people are trying to do is create a new world order under the auspices of environmentalism. But this is what's happening. It's what's been happening for a very long time. Now, I've just written a piece about the James Lee atrocity, or attempted atrocity, rather. Thank God it wasn't. I think, thank God only the bad guy got shot in the end. And what I've said, I gave it the headline, James Lee is Al Gore, is Prince Charles, is the Unabomber. Because whether it takes the form of violent terrorists like James Lee and the Unabomber, or whether it takes the form of people like Al Gore talking about, there must be limits to growth, it's all a manifestation of the same problem. These people essentially hate the human species. They think that population should be reduced. They think that experts, unelected experts over whom we have no control, should be put in charge of the world and be allowed to allocate what they call scarce resources. This is a very scary problem. It's not going to go away. And another problem, which I think is not discussed often enough, is the fact that the rubbish that our children are taught in schools. Your kids, my kids, are taught the same...
Oh, it's 24/7 brainwashing. In the New York Times, they say it's good that the 7-year-old comes home and writes fictitious school-issued tickets to mommy about taking a hot bath, and now Prince Charles is out saying, make it illegal to take a hot bath and make people wear clothes that have detergents in them so that you're not allowed to wash your clothes. Yeah. I mean, while he's flying around on jets and owns his own private train.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I went to see my daughter sing in a singing concert the other day, and one of the two songs she sang was one called "When Will We Learn?" and it was all about how we humans, we destroy the environment, and when will we learn to care more for the world? This is eco-propaganda. It's not a sweet song for kids to sing. This is teaching children that humans are bad, that economic growth is bad, that we are evil. Now, this sort of stuff is going to create exactly the kind of mindset that we saw in James Lee. I reckon that we are creating hundreds, if not thousands, of future James Lees by teaching them this nonsense.
Well, James, I've seen the graphs since the eco-education in the 90s and the death education. They say, don't commit suicide. It's quite easy. You take your shoelaces, tie it around your neck, and hang it on anything, and the little girls go and commit suicide. They teach them, you're killing the earth, you're bad. And in many cases, it comes out, the little girls